Named for the legendary coach and co-founder of the Bengals, here's a good look at Paul Brown Stadium on the riverfront in Cincinnati. The enthusiasm of this Cincinnati crowd in full effect a moment ago as their Bengals took the field to the delight of this sold-out crowd. And they're all set as they'll match up with Ben Roethlisberger and the Pittsburgh Steelers. The final playoff push is upon us. It's Week 12 of the NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Let's go! Bengals take over first and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
Here we go, set, 10 Lobo. I got him.
This is Joe Mixon, fourth in the NFL in rushing last season. Call it no gain on the game's first play, and it's second down now.
A quick observation, Brandon, because early on in this game, I'm seeing linebackers playing with their noses close to the line of scrimmage.
And my guess is the wheels are turning on that other sideline. As a play caller, you're filing that away right now, aren't you?
Yeah, you're trying to find that opportunity later on when you can play action them or stick something to them between the second and the third level.
Ready.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, second and 10.
Hey, easy. Check.
Working from the gun, it's Breeze. Toward the right sideline, but it's incomplete. He was looking for his favorite target, A.J. Green, that time. Third down here.
Ready.
So now an early third and 10 here on their opening drive.
Check.
Shotgun now for Breeze. He gets it to Brown, complete. And he is out of bounds right around the 34. 12 yards that time and a Cincinnati first down. From the 34 now, here's first and 10.
First and 10 at the 34-yard line.
You're good.
From the gun, it's Breeze. And the pressure gets to Breeze as he's taken down. Bud Dupree in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's second and 21. Now Breeze. He rifles one that's intercepted. Joe Hayden, the veteran, with a pick. And they will finally stop him, but a great return. Gets that football all the way down to the 16-yard line. They are in a zone. Remember, folks, 4 interceptions for this defense a week ago. First drive, make it number 5.
And the focal point will be the people who pick the ball out of the air. But let's not forget, to make that happen, it has to be an excellent pass rush, terrific coverage where they are plastered to the receivers, and then, of course, taking it away, making the catch, and going in the other direction.
Brings up second and 9. At the Bengals.
Here's second and 9, just a yard on that last run. Oh, he's trying for Smith-Schuster, but it's intercepted. Picked off inside the 10. And it's a good return here as he'll get all the way up close to the 35. Well, not a good omen there. His first throw of the afternoon, intercepted.
And I know what the fans are thinking right now. I hope there's not negative thoughts in his head going forward since that's his first throw of the game. But one of the things I remember about him coming out of school, he's able to wipe things away pretty easily and move on.
That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down. Now on second and 13. Breeze forced out to his left.
Oh, I like that right there. Not only was it the right play, throwing it away like that, frankly, I think it was the only play.
Yeah, got outside of the pocket, realized he had nothing, just chucked it free.
Yeah, live to fight another down, right?
Ready.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down.
55 is my guy, 55.
Here's Breeze to throw. Try to get it to Williams, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Mike Hilton. And he's in for 6 and a Steeler touchdown. Well, we know this defense has athleticism. Spots like that prove us right.
I love the way that you spotlighted the athleticism because you and I both know the best athletes on the field, they play on defense.
I don't know. I was a kicker. You got to remember that now.
Come on, come on.
Fine. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
The Bengals take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. T.J. Watt has now recorded 10 sacks on the season. They got to figure this out. They got to figure him out. 4 sacks last week. Now one in the first quarter. What do?
Well, great pass rushers usually have a go-to move, but the best pass rushers, they have counters to their go-to move. So they'll show you that. Then when you adjust, they counter it and still get to the quarterback. And you don't pile up that many sacks. We had 4 in the game last week without having some go-to moves with counters.
1st and 10.
So the big play moves them all the way across midfield. It's 1st and 10 from the 45. Now Breeze. This will be caught by Brown. A gain of 6 there on 1st.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down.
36. 5.
Breeze to throw again. And that will be incomplete.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on 3rd down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
And that is no good. And this score will stay right where it is.
Everything looked good. Good snap, good hold. Sometimes, though, the ball just doesn't want to go where you want it. And this one winds up no good.
So the missed 56-yarder, and now the flip side. Good starting field position at the 46 near midfield. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Geno Atkins in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21.
Let's go, defense. Here we go. Tighten up.
Roethlisberger will throw. And he's got his man, the tight end, McDonald. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down.
When you execute a drag or a crossing route really well and give them a chance to let it develop a little bit, you can gain some significant yardage hitting your tight end on that one.
On 3rd down, Roethlisberger. But it's brought in by Washington. A big gain of 31 on 3rd down.
That's just flat out a beautiful throw right there.
It was a rope. That's maybe the speed you would see on a slant, but he threw that downfield with that kind of pace.
Now, if he throws that one any type of arc, puts a little air under it, that play doesn't happen. He had to fire it in there, and he did exactly that.
Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Here's Roethlisberger. And it's complete. He gets this one to Washington. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. That catch good for 5. It's third down. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. They had the catch on second down, but it didn't help at all. And now they're looking at third down here. And they're going to get him. He's sacked back around the 28.
I think normally we would talk about this more with basketball players and football players, but let's adopt it in this case. He's a stat sheet stuffer.
Had the interception earlier, now a sack. But he just needs a touchdown for the trifecta.
That's about all he needs, and he's going to go for it.
Boswell signed to a 4-year deal prior to last season, but he struggled a little bit.
Yeah, do you think that they saw 13 of 20 when they signed him to a 4-year deal?
Not at all.
Needs a big bounce back in 2019 if he wants to see the end of that contract.
And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Bengals take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Closer.
Yeah, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
The big play to start him out has him at the 45 already. From the gun, a give to Mixon. And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down. Another example right there how this defense really is winning the entire game at the point of attack.
Yeah, right there at the line of scrimmage because they are dominating it. It allows their interior guys to get upfield and spill into the backfield. So how are you going to combat that? Because they bring in your tight end, keep him in. Your running backs, they have to step forward. Bottom line, your offensive line has to block them first to give yourself a chance.
They'll run with a backup. This is Williams. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. They'll get 14 on that one. Good for a Bengal first down. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another first and 10.
Watch safety creep. 80 weapons. Safety's creeping. Bang, 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 bang. Kill, kill, kill.
He didn't even try to signal for a timeout, so they must have not been aware of the numbers.
I think he lost track of the time left in the play clock and probably was trying to read the defense and trying to figure out which play to run and just lost track, and it cost him.
Now they need 15 yards on this series after the delay of game. First and 15. Play action. Breeze. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Devin Bush. He's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. Sacks a growing theme in this first half. This is second and long.
Kill, 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 kill. Wide, get wide. 0-2. Bravo. 50's the mic. Here we go. Tonight.
Now Breeze. Brought in here by Tyler Eifert. A good pickup there, 13 yards as they get closer for third down. They missed a field goal on their last drive. Here they need something to even get into field goal range on third down. Here's Breeze. Got a man open. It's Ross. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. Breeze to throw for it on fourth. And my goodness, this is incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And this Steeler defense able to come up with a stop. Big Ben and the Steelers with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Come get some. Come on here. Come get some. He don't want it.
Here's Roethlisberger to throw. Going top shelf for Smith-Schuster. And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked up by Jesse Bates.
Oh, timing is everything on a route like this. He tried to drive that football into a tight spot. And if you're a little early or a little late, chances are there's going to be someone there. And sure enough, this one's going the other way.
So after the INT, it's Breeze. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Bud Dupree, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. Breeze now. He's going to have the hook up to Ross. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down. The Bengals on 3rd down. 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 9. Breeze now to throw. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by Steven Nelson. And he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 for a Steeler touchdown. So now 2 pick 6s that he's thrown in this first half of play. Where do you go from here?
But number one, make sure you keep your poise. Make sure you go to the sideline after throwing this second one, and you look like you're still in. Your team's going to feed off of you. And if you're having your hands on your head or shaking your head, walking with your head down, guess what? They're not going to rally at all.
We got this.
The Bengals take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Ready?
The Bengals drive about to get going. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
Want to.
Well, no, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
He's checking.
On 2nd down, here's Mixon. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd down and 11.
Ready. Yellow lady. Check back. Kill. Mike 50.
Now Breeze on 3rd down. And that is incomplete. Steven Nelson able to get a hand in coverage.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And now consider the lead. The question is, how much is good enough? Are you going for more?
It's the NFL. There's never enough, I believe, because they get reeled in all the time when you sit on the ball. I think that they will try and move the ball downfield and try and squeeze a few more points out of this first half. They'll be careful. They'll be a little bit cautious at times, but also they will attack downfield and try and get in position for at least 3 points.
On 2nd down and 4, Roethlisberger dancing to his left. Finds his running back, James Conner. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. Now the Steelers use the second of their 3 timeouts, as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half.
230. Right there, 56.
Hey, alert. We taking wings home.
56 the mic. 56 is the mic.
These two. Let's go.
Check back.
On first down, it's Roethlisberger. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half. Throwing on second and long. Roethlisberger. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's third down. So he can't hang on, and as I watch that unfold, I remembered an expression that I've heard, maybe from you, I don't know, but you're going to get hit anyways, might as well hold on to the ball.
Well, you know a coach said that, right?
Yeah.
Not an actual player. No chance at all. Way easier said than done.
Now Roethlisberger to throw. He's going to launch it for Washington. And that'll be incomplete. Well, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty. And it's fourth down.
Well, partner, they're not content to run this one out as we head towards the half, trying to hit a big chunk play right there and add to their score.
Now, this is a confident group. At the very least, they're thinking field goal.
Yeah, and I don't blame them one bit. I don't think you sit on the ball going into the half when you have a chance to put some more points on the board.
The Bengals take over first and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. Time here for likely a couple plays if they want it, but with a field position what it is, maybe better suited to just sit on this one?
I'm with you totally. I would sit on it and get into the locker room and start over. But if they do decide to try and make a play, we know what the basics are. You run draw, you run screen. I would maybe run a little swing pass and try and get my lineman out in space and see if they can chop a hole into the secondary and see if he can run a little bit.
Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. Throwing now is Breeze. He's got Green. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he's in for the touchdown on the final play of the first half. The prayer is answered.
How did they get that done?
The way this one was going, you just got the sense they needed something before half. They've at least got something on the board now. Still trailing, but a good sign.
That takes me back to our preseason tour of NFL camps. You remember we talked with that one coach who said his emphasis this year was scoring in the last 2 minutes of a half, heading into the locker room. This hits it right there. Take that momentum, take that good feeling, and take it to the locker room, regroup, and start over. They got it here.
They did indeed. A lot of football, full half to be played. So time for the second half as the Steelers have the lead, and they will also be receiving the football here to start the third quarter. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. Certainly want to avoid what they had to do last possession. That was punt the football, because this game's starting to tighten up.
In a basketball sense, you think about taking a little bit of the air out of the ball, right? Maybe milk some clock, limit the possessions. In this case, they might want to do the same thing, but control the game offensively. Put together some first downs, put together a drive, and keep it away from them.
Well, they had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10. Here's Roethlisberger. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Carl Lawson make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
They need to stop to get back into this game, and here's one right to start the third quarter.
Yeah, anytime you go to the lockers with that 2-3 score deficit, you're right. You need that stop, get the football back, and they've done just that.
Series to series, play to play.
Now Ben on 3rd and long. This is Johnson. He's got it. And they worked this well upfield across the 45. He got 29 yards that time.
Like 20.
Check,
First
stick.
down, Pittsburgh.
Watch the run. Shift. Why they touch?
On first down, Murray. He'll get 3 up to midfield.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Again, it's Murray. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
So statistically, both of these offenses having a rough time getting a running game going. But boy, what a nice play there defensively.
Tackling him behind the line, but you're right, you look at the numbers. Neither side looks on track in the ground game. And Big Ben intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by the Alabama man, Dre Kirkpatrick. Gosh, you add up last week and this week now, that's 9 interceptions in this 2-game stretch, and we're not done here.
It's almost as if they can't even believe their eyes. Or maybe, partner, is the confidence level in him so high that they believe he'll get out of it and make plays for them to win a game.
Well, they've said they believe in him. That's being tested right here. The Bengals drive about to get going. They coming off a touchdown drive the last time they had the ball. That cut down the lead. Now the defense does their part, got them the football back.
So now maybe with the touchdown they scored previously, plus their defense making that stand up and getting them the ball right back, momentum may be shifting in their favor.
3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Steven Nelson on the tackle.
On 2nd and 7, Breeze got a man. It's Brown. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
Check Mike 50. Mike is a 50. Check Mike 50. Hey, kill.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. And the throw there going to be incomplete. So it doesn't look like they're going to be able to build off the turnover.
Well, the defense certainly did its part. It got them the football. But you're exactly right. It looks like they're going to have to punt this one away. And it's not a turnover, but doesn't it feel like one after grabbing the momentum with the defensive play?
Yeah, and they had all that momentum after getting the football, and now zapped right back in the other direction. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Big Ben and the Steelers with a 1st and 10 at their own 17-yard line. Murray rumbling past the 30 and all the way up to the 31-yard line. That one good for 14 yards and a Steeler first. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. A run, it's Murray. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. A Steeler first down on the pickup of 11 yards. We should mention, to go along with a great game he had last week, he was rightfully named AFC Offensive Player of the Week.
And he shares that with his offensive line, the tight end, his fullback. He's looking for more and more of that in this game.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Carl Lawson in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20. He's going to launch it for Washington. This is caught inside the 15. A big play that time for Pittsburgh. 58 yards. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. Here's Murray. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1. A lot to praise on this drive, obviously. I know you're seeing what I'm seeing. Those guys up front, they're getting it done.
Doesn't matter what play is called. They are handling their business at the line of scrimmage and dominating right now on this drive.
Just a gain of a yard, but it's going to set them up with a 1st and goal. So they've been in the red zone 3 times, and it's yielded just 3 points. Can they find the end zone here on 2nd and goal? No gain on the play, and it's going to be 2nd and goal. Back now in Cincinnati. It's Steeler football, and they have the lead as well as we begin quarter number 4. Another shot from the 1 on 2nd and goal. Now they'll run. Murray. And he's in. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Latavius Murray, his 11th touchdown of the year. And the Steelers, they broaden their lead. No success on 1st down. He couldn't get any yardage. They give it to him again, and he finds the end zone.
Sometimes it just has to be persistence, doesn't it? And you know who else helps with that? Offensive line. After a team's been stuffed, the last thing they want to do is go to a different play call. They want to come back and do it again and show that they can dominate the line of scrimmage.
That's fielded in the end zone. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line.
The Bengals take over 1st and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut it. All right? So you've got to go out and create some offense.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked up by Minkah Fitzpatrick. And he's in for 6 and a Steeler touchdown. Oh, this is becoming tough to watch. I don't know that I've seen 3 pick-sixes from the same quarterback in the same game.
And I know that many are going to scream at the coach about why did you let him stay out there to throw those. But truthfully, what are the odds that you're going to throw 3 pick-sixes in a game? You want to leave them out there so they can work through some of the rough stuff.
Extra point put through by Boswell. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. And this is going to be snuffed out. The Bengals recover. 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. Maybe a gain of a yard that time, but from the spot, actually no gain. So 3rd and long. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure, the backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
50's the mic. 50's the mic. 3 buzz. 3 buzz. Here we go. Here we go. Mike's 50. Mike's 50. Stop your whining.
They'll go for it. It's Breeze. He's going deep for and now here is another interception. Picked up by Minkah Fitzpatrick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Just a little bit of a rough stretch. 6 interceptions now in these last 2 weeks combined.
I know the easy thing is to go back to mechanics, footwork, things of that nature. I'm also wondering, is he getting fooled by what he's seeing on defense? Has the scouting report changed? Are they showing him things different than what he expected? For the 2nd week in a row, he's throwing it to the guys in the wrong color shirts.
Yeah, he better figure whatever the reason is. And that's caught inside the 30. And they're going to have this way down in Cincinnati territory. A big play. Smith-Schuster on the throw from Big Ben. 77 yards. Well, that didn't take long. One play, and we're already looking at a first-and-goal situation. And a little bit of space there takes it inside the 5 to the 3. That's a gain of 4 as we slip inside of 4 minutes left in regulation. So the ball position now at the 3. Here's second and goal. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. Latavius Murray, his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the interception by the Steeler D leads to a touchdown. They'll try to run with Murray. And he will get into the end zone again, and he seems to have a nose for it as he gets both the touchdown and the 2-point conversion. Ooh, a little cruel here. They're going to go for the onside kick up big. And this one travels out of bounds, so unsuccessful there on the onside kick try.
Come on, set. 60 Pittsburgh. Hey! Mike 50, Mike. Hard. Get him. Down.
Off of play action. Hill. Under pressure here, and down he goes. Sacked back at about the 43-yard line. T.J. Watt in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year.
Go. Mike's 50.
Another try after the first down sack. Hill, they'll roll him out, trying for Brown, and it's intercepted. The safety, Terrell Edmonds, picks it. And the return stops just a few yards shy of midfield. They'll spot the ball at the 47-yard line. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup, let him get some time?
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. You know, these guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game. And that's always puzzled me a little bit.
Now it's Roethlisberger. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's 4th down. 4th quarter, you've got the big lead. If you're coaching, Charles, you still taking shots like that downfield?
I'd be a little more concerned with running some clock and making sure you're taking care of the lead because you keep...
And a fake here. Direct snap to the up man. And the gamble pays off. They get the first. A big breakdown defensively there on the fake punt. Turns into a huge play and a first down. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Roethlisberger. He's going to let this go for the end zone. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. 2nd down. The incompletion there stops the clock. Any surprise they're throwing here late?
Ordinarily, yes, because you would think enough is enough. They've got plenty of lead, but I've seen this a bunch of times as well. The defense is going to crowd the line of scrimmage. If you just hand it off inside, you're getting your running back popped a lot as well. Sometimes the defense dictates it. If they're going to crowd it, you may have no other choice but to throw it downfield.
The Steelers picking up 15 yards there and a first down. So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. They go back to Murray on 1st down. And after the good gain last play, this time they say, as he's going to be stopped behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11. Oh, Roethlisberger going to throw. His throw incomplete. Juju Smith-Schuster, the intended receiver that time. And that takes us from second to third down.
Well, the secondary's really struggled today, but that's a little bit of a measure of revenge, isn't it? And they just followed the basic rules. See ball, knock ball away. Turns into a nice play.
Carries piling up. It's Murray again. And this time he's going backwards. So after the no gain on the last attempt, here they get him behind the line. Hey, a lot of points have been scored in this game against them, but tally that one on the side of the defense.
Do you think maybe, possibly, it can be a little bit of a changer for them? Maybe not a game changer, but a little bit of a momentum one that maybe they can string together some pretty good plays and slow them down.
So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the fourth.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
Well, they were a little too excited to get the football, touched it before it went 10 yards.
And that's so difficult, isn't it? Because sometimes you can just take a bad hop and veer into your lane or into your body. In this case, though, they touched it before 10. Illegal touching is the call.
Hey, orbit. Mike 50, dude.
Now Hill looking to throw on first. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Bud Dupree make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down. Now it's Mixon running right. The 20. And he's across for the touchdown. Too little, too late. But he does get in for 6.
No wonder you're grinning. You just beat me in our fantasy league.
Indeed I did, my good man.
And yeah, that touchdown counts.
Oh, look at this. A flip to the kicker. He's going to try to run for it. He will push his way down to about the 14. And he is not going to get in here. So the decision to go for 2 does not pay off as they're unable to cut any further into their deficit. Now Bullock will send this one away after the touchdown. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And 3 timeouts remaining here defensively, but really not much reason to use them at this point as this one is all but over. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Carl Lawson has now recorded 10 sacks on the season.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
So now 20 yards to go on second down after the sack. Work to be done. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And got his man complete. And now we'll get a timeout here. They're able to stop it with 1 second to go in this game.
First down, Steelers.
So that changes things. Here's 1st and 10 all the way up at the 45. Roethlisberger going to throw it. Complete. It's Johnson. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. But, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel